Good afternoon to all of you, and today we will discuss the apospory and apogamy. And this is the what we can say that this is an important aspect related to the pteridophyta. As you know, that the typical life cycle of pteridophyta is consisting of a regular alternation of gametophyta, which is representing the sexual phase, and the sporophytic phase, which is representing the asexual mode or generation, because it has been produced by spores. So pteridophyta are characterized by reduced parasitism of gametophyta, while the sporophyta is a dominant phase in the pteridophyta. The gametophyta gave rise to a sporophyta by gametic union, and sporophyta gave rise to gametophyta by forming haploid spore after meiosis. However, in an alternate way, the gametophyta can directly give rise to sporophyta without syngamy, either the vegetatively one. This phenomena is known as the apogamy. So similarly, the sporophyta can give rise to a gametophyta without the formation of the spore. So this phenomena is called the apospory. In these alternate pathway, there is an alternation of morphogenesis, but not of the different chromosomes number. So first we will take the apospory, then we will discuss the apogamy. So this is the structure which is showing the apospory, soral apospory of Atharium species, and this is showing the apospory in Polysticum angulare. Variety Pulcherrima. So apical apospory in the Polysticum angulare. Variety Pulcherrima adopted from Bauer. So as we just talk about the apogamy as well as the apospory. So the first we are taking the apospory, and these are the structure which are showing the aposporical structure and the origin of non-vascular gametophyta. The vegetative form vascular sporophyta without the formation of the spore is known as the apospory. So I'm just repeating it again. The origin of a non-vascular gametophyta, which is comes from vegetative from vascular sporophyta without the formation of the spore, is known as the phenomena which is known as the apospory. Since then, it has been reported in a number of ferns, and it has been recognized in one of the pathway of natural polyploidization in pteridophyta. The formation of antheridia directly on fern leaves were reported by Voronin in 1907 in Trichomanes species. Gardner in 1933 discovered that in Scleropendrium vulgare among normal sporangia and occasional sporangium gave rise to anthrozoites. Apospory can be readily introduced in fern from root, stem, and leaf segments, but this phenomena has not been reported in any other pteridophyta. Monroe and Bell in 1970 studied the structural changes in root cell of the Pteridium equilinum in starvation medium, which is inconducive to apospory. The root meristem appear abnormal and disorganized. In degenerating cell, vacuole loses identification and organelle begin to break up, and protoplasmic connection also fade out. Out of this viable cell, in the region behind the meristem, some become intensively green, form protuberances, and divide to form filament on which gametophyte differentiated. The cell show more families in their plastids than the normal root cell in this region. Such cells are dense, having about twice the number of mitochondria, more endoplasmic reticulum, and more ribosomes. Cells of these kinds are regarded as transformed cells. So first of all, the transformed cell has been formulated. The origin of apospory in pteridium, therefore, it is said to have occurred through the following step. In the first step, disorganization of root meristem. Then the second step, degeneration of cell. Then the third step is the transformation of remaining viable cells, and then the differentiation of characteristics gametophyta cell from these cells. So there are certain factors which are also responsible for apospory. So these apospory factors are nutrition, light intensity, and age of the sporophytic cell. There are certain cases where the induction of apospory has been recognized. So in fern, the detachment of sporophytic phase, sporophytic organ from the rest of the plant body, causing injury and starvation of the intact organ, are conclusive to apospory. The reduced rate of metabolism seems to be the key factor in the initiation of the aposporous gametophyta. So the point of interest is that the origin of non-vascular gametophyta vegetatively from vascular sporophyta without the formation of the spore is known as the apospory. Now we are moving towards the apogamy. So this in this apogamy, as you know that the origin of vascular sporophyta from directly from non-vascular thyroid gametophyta without fertilization. So this is in this case it is a direct development of this sporophyta directly from gametophyta. So in this case the this sporophyta must be the haploid one. So this is a structure. This is showing in Teres critica. So again, I'm repeating the point that the origin of vascular sporophyta, from a non-vascular thyroid gametophytic generation without fertilization, it is considerable interest, and this is known as the apogamy. It is of the common occurrence of homosporous fern, and it has been induced in Lycopodium species. The origin and development of apogamous sporophyta has been worked out and described in detail by Whittier in 1962, 65, 1970. Whittier employed in vitro cultivated gametophytes of Pteridium and Chilanthus to explain the phenomena of apogamy. The first indication of the origin of apogamous form can be traced as a meristematic region in the thickened part of the prothallus. These cells can be distinguished from the adjacent cell by the presence of small chloroplasts. By the activity of this meristematic region is produced a mound of tissues, and simultaneously the multicellular hairs characteristics of normal sporophyta have arises on this area. On this mound seat, the leaf apices are simultaneously differentiated. There is no root, and this first root usually develop from the stem adventitiously. The first xylem element appear after the stem and the apical cell have been delimited. The differentiation of vascular tissue occur acropoidally behind the growing stem and leaf apices. In Pteridium, occasionally an isolated leaf appeared in the place of the entire plant. The apogamous plant formed by the initiation of the shoot apex or by the initiation of the leaf and the subsequent formation of the shoot apices on it have the ability to develop the relatively large plant. Lang 1929 have reported direct production of sporangia by gametophyta in Scleropodrium vulgare. So these some of the examples where we find it that in particularly the pteridophyta, particularly the ferns, they are showing the process of apogamy. They are also showing the process of the apospory. So there are certain other factors are also been responsible for apogamy: nutritional factor, light quantity, light quality, hormones, and chromosome number. So the apogamy is more prevalent in polyploid gametophytes than in normal haploid prothalli. Thus, there seems to be a correlation between the ploidy of the gametophyte as well as the apogamy. So these are the some phases which rarely occur in pteridophyta, particularly into the ferns. Thank you very much.